Hello and welcome to FPL Mate, your best mate for FPL content for this season. Yeah, I've gone off the ball a little bit already because I'm not going to lie to you guys, I've not been looking forward to this video, and you'll see why in a second. But yeah, it's typical. The week where I gain my most subscribers like ever would be the week where this happens, but we'll come to that in a second. So today I've got for you Game Week 35 plus, team selection, transfers, captaincy, everything all wrapped in one, and we're also going to look at my team for this week. Well, what's happened so far in Game Week 34 plus, which is a bit I'm not looking forward to. So yeah, but if you are new around here, this is the first time you see my videos, then don't judge me on this video alone. Don't worry, I've got a plan. But please do consider subscribing. Aiming to get 1,000 subscribers, but we're actually getting really close to 500 subscribers. So if you could help me boost towards 500 subscribers, that would be really awesome. So please do consider doing that. So yeah, let's get straight in to my points so far this week. Yeah, what you're going to notice immediately is the large amount of points on my bench. So 15 points from John Egan, 9 points from Jordan Henderson. And that's kind of embarrassing, really, isn't it? That's a little bit embarrassing. Could have been the week for a bench boost, as it turns out. But who was to know? Who was to know? The problem is I really backed Wolves against Sheffield United, which apparently, perhaps I shouldn't have done. Sheffield United now apparently back to being their usual good defensive self. And Wolves, they've sort of just gone off it completely, haven't they? They've forgotten how to score, which is a concern. But there are a few fires here in this team that I do think I need to put out. My rank has slipped a little bit, but I do have a more than average amount of players to play left, and some quite big hitters to play still as well. So I've got Wan-Bissaka, expecting him to get a clean sheet against Villa. Fernandez, Martial could get something. Harry Kane, my 1 week punt against Bournemouth, there's some points in there. And Calvert, Lewin, I am still for some reason sticking with, just because I just can't call him a priority area. The 6.5 million striker is just not a priority when there's so many other areas of my team that have needed development thus far. But yeah, so this is the situation. So Pope once again doing amazingly. Doherty unfortunately loses clean sheet right at the last minute. He was on for something like 7, 8, 9 points, something like that, all like bonus points as well as the clean sheet. So that could have been a really good score. Alexander Arnold disappointing. Shame that Liverpool didn't keep a clean sheet there. Bruno Fernandez, De Bruyne, I still think he was the best captain choice. He could have had more assists on the night. He set up a lot of chances. So I don't regret that captaincy choice, because I do still think it was the right one, as proven by the fact that Man City just won by so many goals. And then Mahrez, obviously, when he plays, he's always very good. So happy with him as well. But yeah, the concern areas so far this week have been Jimenez and the fact that I don't own Salah, which has also caused a little bit of a problem as well, because he got huge points. And then obviously with my bench. But you know, still a few players to play. I still think I can maybe just about get a green arrow if things go my way. So I'm not massively concerned. But yeah, it's a little bit embarrassing to see all those points on the bench, and I can't see any of these players that I've got to play not playing. So yeah, those 15 points are going to be going to the abyss for me. Anyway, let's move on to how I'm going to deal with this situation. And I'll start off by saying, one of my biggest priorities that I've been saying for a few weeks now, and I think it's time to just do it, is to go to a 3-5-2 formation. There's so much more value, so much more potential in midfield than there is up front at the moment. So yeah, I do really want to do that. Plus, the strikers that I have at the moment, Calvert, Lewin, Jimenez, not necessarily scoring. Yeah, I do want to have the option to bench one of them, basically. So yeah, let's crack on. So Pope's going to stay and go. I know he's got a pretty tough game against Liverpool, but he's Nick Pope at the end of the day, and he's just an absolute save magnet. He's a bonus point magnet. So even if Liverpool can win, which I mean we expect that they will, maybe 1 or 2-0, something like that. Maybe Pope can pick up a few points. On the bench, I've got McCarthy against Manchester United, and I prefer Pope against Liverpool. So this week is just going to be one of those weeks where you say, not going to get anything from the goalkeeper this week, and that's fine. We'll hope we can do more in the rest of the team. So Alexander Arnold against Burnley. Burnley are lacking a few striker options at the moment, although I think they are coming back to fitness now. So I do expect, once again, Liverpool to keep a clean sheet here. I would have said that last week as well, but more so this week. So Alexander Arnold, he is a little bit expensive considering you're only really hoping for clean sheets, and we hope that he starts as well. Because obviously Nico Williams played half a game in Robertson's place last game. So yeah, hopefully Alexander Arnold still plays, can get a clean sheet, maybe get a contribution. We don't know, but that's fine. My value's high enough where I can keep him. Wan-Bissaka against Southampton. Again, I would expect a clean sheet from Manchester United there. Manchester United been one of the better teams defensively. Wan-Bissaka always capable of popping up with an assist as well, moving up the pitch. So happy with him. So far happy. Pope's like, it's fine for 1 week. The rest I'm happy. Doherty against Everton. Doherty with Wolves not scoring, the potential for attacking returns is sort of slightly slipping now, but I do still think Wolves look fairly good defensively. So in that sense, I'm pretty happy to keep Doherty, and just, even though he's a little bit expensive, just take the clean sheet and run if I can get it. And then moving on to my 5-man midfield for the first time this season, I think, somehow. So I've got Bruno Fernandez against Southampton. I don't know exactly how Southampton are going to turn up. Sometimes they can be quite good, sometimes they can be quite bad. Sometimes they can pull out a defensive masterclass like they did against Manchester City. So we don't know what Southampton are going to turn up, but Manchester United have been in such good form. I'm very happy to keep Bruno. Bruno obviously banging out great score after great score. So yeah, happy to own him. Martial is the slight differential on Fernandez. Fernandez so highly owned, and then Martial is sort of not so highly owned. So it's important that he gets some points. I like him playing up front. I like him playing out of position. Again, not sure what Southampton side are going to turn up, but I'm very happy with that again. De Bruyne against Brighton. Brighton showing some defensive fragilities again. I think Brighton at this point are fairly safe. So from relegation, that is. So I don't think that Man City are going to have too much of a problem absolutely battering them, because they just seem to be scoring so many goals at the moment. So we've got De Bruyne there, and then we've also got Mahrez there. So we've got the two Man City guys in midfield, which is looking really good. Not just for this game, but the fixtures coming up. They've got Bournemouth after that, then Watford, and then Norwich. So really nice fixtures. So Manchester City, a real target area there. So De Bruyne and then Mahrez there as well. If Mahrez can get another start, I'm not sure if he will or not, but he does seem to be one of City's better players at the moment, so I do expect him to get game time. And then my final midfielder, I've got Henderson, who is a doubt. I've got him there temporarily. Just wait. We're gonna do something. But yeah, he's against Burnley. He's a doubt, so we'll just skip over him for now. And then up front, I've got Harry Kane against Arsenal. I did really bring him in as a 1-week punt for the game against Bournemouth, which hasn't even played yet as I record this video. So who knows how that's going to turn out. Does he score against Arsenal? Yes, all the time. Yeah, he's got a really good record against Arsenal, often through penalties, to be fair, because Arsenal just give away so many penalties. But are we looking at a new Arsenal? Arsenal have improved a lot, so yeah, I don't know about Tottenham at the moment, because they're just not playing very well at all. They're really not looking very good. They're not creating chances. Their midfield is looking terrible. Harry Kane, when he can get the ball, he's trying it, but Harry Kane requires so many shots to get goals. He's a real mass shooter, and he needs a service, which he's not getting at the moment. So there is a concern there, but still, hopefully he'll do the business against Bournemouth. And then finally, up front, I mean, I've got a choice between Calvert, Lewin and Jimenez. They're playing each other, so Calvert, Lewin playing Wolves, Jimenez playing Everton. So it's really a case of who do I fancy, and based on statistics alone, it's Calvert Lewin. And I know you're probably going to be screaming at me through the screen, why are you still starting Calvert Lewin? His stats look good, he is shooting so much. It really is just a case of time whether until he gets a goal. And I know the moment I take him out of my team, he will score. So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to make any sideways transfers to another player who's statistically just as good, but maybe happens to have scored a few more goals. But to be fair, both Everton and Wolves have completely forgotten how to score. So I'm not holding particularly high hopes, but he's a cheap striker. It's fine. It's fine. And Jimenez, will go onto the bench, along with John Egan, who is certain to punish me again, but he's playing Chelsea. Chelsea's scoring lots of goals at the moment, so I do think they can do something. I would be more confident with Egan on the bench, I think, rather than any of the other guys. I mean, I could make some last-minute changes, maybe take Doherty off or something, but yeah, no. And then Lascelles is a doubt against Watford. I don't know if he's going to be fit or not, but I would tend to leave that anyway, because Newcastle haven't been very good in defence recently. All attack and no defence, which is a strange thing to say about Newcastle indeed. And then obviously McCarthy's there against Manchester United. I've spoken a bit about him. So let's move on to some transfers, because basically I prior to this game week, over the last maybe 4 or 5 days, I've identified 3 problems I want to solve. One of them is I want to switch to the 3-5-2 formation, which I've done now, so that's fine. The second problem is I want 3 Manchester City attackers. Now I think this is essential, as I said, with their fixtures coming up. So they've got Brighton, Bournemouth at home, Watford away, and then Norwich at home on the final day. So they've got by far the best fixtures of any team. So I do want to triple up, because they're getting such high goal scoring games every single game, and you want to try and get all of the points there, try and cover as much of these goals and assists as possible. And we can do that with 3 players. And it's very true that even if you've got a City player that's only playing sort of 30-40 minutes per game rather than the full 90, the amount of damage they can do during that small amount of time, especially in these fixtures, is just going to be so much more beneficial than, say, going for I don't know, a sort of a mid-level player but it's going to be playing 90 minutes, maybe a Pulisic or something like that. I still do back a City player in less minutes over someone like a Pulisic. So yeah, I do want to triple up. And then the final problem that I want to solve is that my team has gone very, very template. I was quite good at getting on players before the hype train sort of came in, before the bandwagon effect came into play and everyone was picking them. So I was getting the players, the good players who were scoring well, nice and early. So I need to do some more of that, which basically means picking some players that are differential now, but I expect over the next couple of weeks everyone to jump in on. But by that time, the season's already pretty much over and I've collected all the points, and yeah, and I'm a very happy boy indeed. So I can solve all of this with 2 transfers. It's going to take a hit, but it's fine. So the 2 transfers are Kane down to Jesus and Henderson up to Antonio. You may, on the face of it, that's a little bit rogue. Maybe you say Jesus isn't so rogue, but it is rogue for the wrong reasons. So Jesus, now he's got that goal under his belt, I do think that might have been the bit of confidence he may have needed, because he's going to get plenty of chances. He already has had plenty of chances, but now he's got the confidence of a goal behind him. I think hopefully he's going to be finishing off these chances that he has so far failed to convert. So it's very rare that you're able to fit in a Manchester United like nailed on striker for such a little amount of money. So now he's got the confidence behind him as well. I think he's ready to kick on, and I want to be there before he kicks on rather than waiting till he kicks on and then everyone's jumped on him and then he's no longer going to get me up those ranks. So Antonio, I'm kind of glad he blanks against Burnley, not only because I got the Pope clean sheet, but because people are now going to think, oh, Antonio, no, he's not worth investing in anymore. Oh, he absolutely is. So I was looking through some stats earlier, and Antonio, he got a 0.5 expected goals. He got something like 5 or 6 shots in the box, 1 big chance. This is all in 1 game against Burnley. Now you add that to his expected goals from previous games, his shots in the box from previous games, his big chances from previous games, and you're continuing to see a trend of a player who's very much on the ball. And a player on the ball who is home, of course, to Norwich. I think he's home to Norwich. Let me just check that very, very quickly. Are you home to Norwich? So I probably should have checked this earlier. No, you're away to Norwich. But still, that's an excellent fixture. Norwich looking absolutely awful, really. They're not really defending well at all, and you expect a player who is clearly in form, taking loads of shots, getting loads of opportunities to really capitalise on that. And then I think he's got Watford after that as well, hasn't he? So yeah, a couple of really nice fixtures for Antonio, and it allows me to go 5 in midfield, which means I can bench one of Calvert, Lewin or Jimenez. And then, although I'm taking a -4 there, I do think that this could be the one, and I don't even consider Antonio for captaincy. I'm not even joking. I really think this is a smashing transfer. Really happy with that, and yeah, I'm happy with Jesus as well. And the ownership is so low, so this is going to be making my team a little bit less template, and we can kick on and get some points from here, which is really good. So finally, let's do captaincy. I think De Bruyne is kind of an obvious choice, I would say, because I haven't got any Liverpool players. If you've got a Salah, perhaps you might go for him against Burnley, but Burnley are fairly good defensively, so maybe you wouldn't. Bruno Fernandez is another choice, but I don't know what Southampton team are going to turn up, whereas I'm fairly confident that Brighton are going to allow City to score a fair few goals again. So yeah, I'm leaning towards De Bruyne at the moment as captain, and on the vice captaincy, I'm just going to stick it on Antonio, because I do have a sneaky suspicion this could be a very big week for Antonio. Yeah, as I say, I rarely am I this confident in a sort of a mid to low level transfer. If you're bringing in a Salah, then yeah, you're confident, but it's rare that you take a sort of a 6.9 million midfielder and then are confident with that. But that's what I'm going to do, is maximise all of my budget. So I need to make these transfers today, just because if I don't and someone's price changes, I can't afford it anymore, basically. So this is the plan. This is what we're going for. This is going to be a good week. It's much better, and hopefully there won't be so many points on my bench. But if you do think I should do anything else, you think maybe a different captain, maybe a different transfer plan, do let me know in the comments. I'll be reading them all before I make the transfers tonight. So if you can change my mind, brilliant. I read all my comments, so if you've got any questions, you want me to give you any advice or anything, please do let me know, and I'll do my best to do that. Other than that, like the video if you enjoyed it. If not, just to give me sympathy for all my points on the bench. Subscribe if you're new around here. Plenty of FPL content. Hopefully I can help you out to go up your rankings, win your mini leagues and what have you in these final weeks. And now hopefully then I will see you on my Game Week 35 preview video tomorrow. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you later, mates.